Okay, today's the 23rd of September 2014. This is the middle of Finland. We have our first snow of the year. And windy and cold. A week ago I was sunbathing in the garden, and now it's 0 and snowing. Okay, we're talking about Crohn's disease. I'm not quite sure if I spelled it correctly. C-R-O-H-N-E-S. I'm now 75. I was born in 1939. I first became sick in 1954 at the age of 15. I was in hospital for 6 months. At that time, in the 1950s, Crohn's was quite a rare disease. And Crohn's disease is an inflammatory bowel disease, now classified as an autoimmune system disease, where today Jeremy Vine was talking about a young lady who had appeared on YouTube and Facebook. She'd gone to Mexico, I think, with her husband, and she had a colostomy, and she'd had a picture taken of her in a bikini, and it had received over 12 million views. And I suffer from Crohn's disease almost 60 years. I've had some periods with little or no symptoms, and some periods with very severe symptoms. I was first diagnosed when I was 15. I was in hospital 6 months. And as far as I remember, I was treated. I was working for the Sunday Mirror in Fleet Street. I'd left school, and this was my first job. And I'd gone to school previously in St Albans at Beaumont School, and I just Beaumont School, B-E-A-U-M-O-N-S-C-H-L St Albans. I might have to go at the moment because my stomach is really playing up at the moment. So I'll be back in a second. I'm wearing a special padding in my underpants because of it appears that the Crohn's has become active this last couple of years, quite bad, hitting my stomach and bowels. Also, I have kidney disease and prostate problems and peripheral neuropathy. But heart is okay, lungs problem. But anyway, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back now. I have also problems with my pancreas. I'm not able to digest fats, and I'm not able to eat any fruit or vegetables. And I'm allowed to and also because of my kidney disease, I can only eat a little bit of cheese, and I shouldn't have any milk products. In fact, with all these health problems, my diet is very, very limited. I was in denial for a long time, and I refused to accept that I couldn't eat chocolate, I couldn't eat ice cream, and I couldn't eat normal food, which made me very, very ill for long periods of time. But now I've come to realize that making me so ill and so sick and so nauseous that I just have to stick to very, very simple food. For breakfast, I had 3 slices of toast with a little bit of honey, very little, just to give a bit of flavour. For lunch, I had 2 hard-boiled eggs, which is against the nutritionist advice. They say if I eat eggs, I can only eat the whites, not the yolks. But anyway, I ate the 2 eggs. I ignored that, and I had I think I had 4 slices of bread with some ham, or it might have been turkey, thin sliced. Even that is against the nutritional advice. Oh yeah, but I was 15 and working as a trainee reporter. When I say trainee reporter, I didn't actually get to do anything. I had to learn all about the newspaper industry, and I must go to the toilet once more. I'm sorry, just a moment. I'm sorry about this. Okay, because of my bowel problems, I have a lot of wind, and when I have the feeling that I'm going to pass wind, sometimes it's just air or gas, but sometimes I'm passing liquids as well. So that's why I'm wearing these like diapers. It's not a nappy, but it's a pad, special pad. I was at Beaumont School in St Albans in 1953-54. I don't know why. There's the keyboard. Let me see. This is the first broadcast I've attempted to make, so it might be a bit erratic. The reason I'm wearing my pyjamas, I haven't really bothered to get dressed today because I haven't felt well enough to go out. The weather's very cold, and we had quite a good summer here in Finland. As I said, the weather suddenly changed the last few days, gone from plus 20, nice and sunny autumn, to 0 with snow. Anyway, back to the Sunday Mirror, and I started there. My birthday was on August the 19th. That's when I was 15 in 1954. And I think I started there actually before my 50th, I think so, before my 15th birthday. And I was assigned to the circulation department of this Sunday Mirror in Fleet Street. Yeah, it was wonderful. I remember the first thing that impressed the people working in the office was that I had to always assist with the post every afternoon, and we had. I remember there were hundreds of circulars, like posters, that had to be put into envelopes, A4 envelopes, and they had to be sealed. They had like a flap with adhesive on, and I had seen the girls in the office, or the women, I don't remember, but they were doing them singly, one at a time. And I came up with a way that I could take 20 or 30 of these envelopes and like fan them so that a little bit of the adhesive was showing on each one, and then using a damp sponge, I could moisturize all of these 20 or so envelopes in one go, and very quickly seal them down one after the other. It reduced the work from about, say, an hour to about 20 minutes. And I didn't have any comment about that, but I remember thinking that I was quite good at coming up with solutions to little problems. So that was where I was in my first days. Hi. I'm doing a live broadcast at the moment, and I'm talking about Crohn's disease because it was a topic today. So I was taken to all the various departments in the Sunday Mirror to see the huge printing presses with the papers coming off the end of the machine, printed, and the tremendous noise and industry. And I remember the man at the end of the escalator where the papers were coming off, he was putting string around bundles of newspapers. And I learned that, I mean, my wages then in 1954 was £3 an hour. And I learnt that the man whose job was to put the string around the bundle of papers was earning £300 a week. And working in the newspaper business, you had to be in a union, and these jobs were usually passed down from father to son. It was almost impossible to get into the printing union. And many, many years later, Murdoch changed the production processes of the newspapers that he owned, amongst them I believe, the Mirror Group, and sacked all the workers and opened, I believe, new premises, new printing premises, I believe in Wapping, in East London, and employed only non-union workers. And because the unions had almost priced themselves out of a job because of their restrictive practices. And of course, when Margaret Thatcher came to power in 1979, she changed quite a lot of the situations regarding unions. These wildcat strikes that the union needed could call without a proper vote or just with a show of hands. She changed the law so that it had to be a secret ballot. And a strike could only be called if there was a majority in favour. That's another story. So I remember seeing the men on the the monotype machines that were setting the type on a huge keyboard, and each letter they pressed actually set a piece of type which was lead, automatically built up the page with metal characters. That was monotype, and then there was another type of machine which was called the linotype machine. And I learned a lot about all the processes involved in producing newspaper. I went to the art department, spent time there. I went into the plate making department, where I saw how they made electroplates. I went into the photographic department, how I saw how they got the image from the camera onto the plates and then etched the plates in a bath with, I think, with electricity. That was why they called the copper plates were called electrolytes. And these were the plates which were used for high definition images, which would be long lasting and long wearing. They took longer to produce, were quite expensive to produce. And the plates that they used for the text, or black and white, or line drawings, were called stereos. And they were made out of lead material. And then there were little what we call printing blocks made out of zinc, we call those zincos. They were mounted on wood, which could then be inserted into the galley with all the rest of the page. And these early presses were called platen presses, which printed a page at a time. And Murdoch changed to the rotary press. That was faster, rotoprint, faster and cheaper to produce. And although the quality wasn't that good at the time. And I'll take a break for now, and I will continue another time.